best advice if you're going to start with marketing, digital marketing, let's say, because that's your expertise?
Digital marketing.
What do you go to?
Have a plan in place. Like, think through what you're actually going to do. Like, what is your actual desired outcome? Why are you using it? I always like to think of it in terms of the sales funnel, right? Whenever you're building a plan out, like, think about the process of how it's going to impact your business, right? Because the goal is obviously we want people to convert, right? As realtors, you want people to contact you to buy or sell a home. Well, how do you get to that process? It's through the different levels of marketing. So that could be blog posts and them going through a funnel. That could be social media posts. That could be advertisements. That could literally just be having your website. But coming up with a plan and knowing how and you want them to walk through a funnel is going to make your life so much easier. And even that goes beyond digital. It's the same thing with mailers, right? Why do you get the mailers? Because that's at the top of the funnel. You're just qualifying to see who would be interested. And always think about the 10-to-1 or 10-5-1 principle. 10 people will see it, right, and contact you. 5 of them will want more, like, actually talk to you about it and go further and like want more info, and then 1 person is actually going to convert, right? So I think it's a 10-5-1, or if it's something like that, but it's for every 10 people that you contact, or 5 of them are going to say, yes, I'll meet with you, 1 person is going to convert. It's the same thing when you're doing digital marketing, right? So if you have 200 people that see the ad, or say you have 10 people who see the ad, 5 might fill out the form, and then 1 person might actually convert. So it's all about thinking how you want them to go through a funnel. So plan it out. Don't just like, oh, I'm just going to do everything, you know, and don't overthink it either, because it's really easy to get stuck into a mindset of planning where you don't execute. Like, just figure out a plan, figure out a process, do it fast, and then adjust as you go.
Sure. So that it kind of sounds like a lot of time, not going to lie.
It can be, but I'm also, you know, I am coming at it from a perspective of that's what I do as a job, right? Like, I get paid to think through that process. Right. So if you don't have the time for that, just sketch it out real quick. Go online, find, you know, a sales funnel, right? Like a sales funnel graphic, print it out, do it digitally, whatever, and write, okay, this is my Facebook post. This is where they're going to next. I want them to call me, right? Yep. And then they go into, you know, then you know how to handle it from there. And then from there, I can convert them. Or it's I want them to go to my website and fill out a form. Whatever that process is for you, it's pretty quick to do it in 15 minutes to sit down and say, hey, this is how I want this to convert, right? Sure. So, you know, it can be a lot of time if you want to get really technical and analytical about it. Yeah. But it doesn't have to be. As long as you think through where they're going, you can then explain why people aren't converting.
Well, and then kind of to go off of that too, is like, so like what you said, we have a goal, right? Whenever we're marketing, and like for real estate agents, like you said, that's to have somebody contact you to buy or sell a home, right? Yeah. So if you don't do that planning and you're just willy-nilly throwing marketing out there without that goal in mind, you're really wasting your time in total, the whole time you spent creating any type of marketing, right? Sure. So that planning stage is probably the most important part, right? Because if you don't nail down what you want out of this marketing, because you have to get an ROI on these time, resources, everything that you're putting into this. And I think we're going to kind of end up going back to that a lot, is it's going to be like, how can we spend that time efficiently, right? Right. Because if you can do something in half as much time, technically get double the ROI, right? So it's such a big deal.
So as part of your planning, deciding who your audience is, I would suspect.
Oh,
that's
yeah.
pretty important.
Definitely.
I mean, to your point, Dan, if I create a bunch of social posts for, you know, whether it's a home or financial advice or, you know, tips on the market or anything like that, if I have no idea who my audience is, I'm just throwing stuff out there.
Right.
And who knows who's seeing it?
Well, and like, I hope I don't hurt any feelings with this, but this is a pro tip. One thing that I see once in a while, not very often, is an agent who is, let's say they post a video, it's a funny video, but it's complaining about a certain group of clients that they have, right?
Oh.
Maybe it's, it's like when my client wants to put in an offer at list price when it's already in multiples and they're like sitting there like rolling their eyes or whatever, right? It's made to be funny.
Yep.
But really, like not only like that's a great example of not having a plan, right?
Yeah.
Because you're marketing, and it's not even really marketing, but that audience is other real estate agents or other people in the industry who are never going to be your clients, right? Another real estate agent is going to hire you to sell their home. They're going to sell their own home, right?
Right.
Where it might be something to build relationships or build some type of rapport. Maybe there's some benefit, but really I would almost say it has a detrimental impact to the people who, like if I'm a client, I'm thinking, oh, this person doesn't have patience for me. If I don't, if I'm not familiar with the process or that kind of thing. So I wanted to throw that in there.
Yeah, that's a great one. That's
an example of not having a plan.
That example is only really funny to other real estate professionals.
Yeah,
because they
true.
understand the pain, right? But so true. Who's really looking at it? Unless you're only going to actually, pull it up on your phone and you doodled it and you show someone directly. Yeah, right. But if it's out there on social, anybody is a potential client. So,
and they're eventually going to find that too, because like that stuff tends to blow up. Yeah. Because negative stuff always blows up. Because I saw something similar to that where someone was talking about how they had a client who was like, well, my house says it's worth this much on Zillow. And they did like a funny TikTok on it. And it was obviously pretty negative of like, I'm the expert. I have actual tools. But instead of doing something that was more educational about it, they took it in a direction that was like, sellers don't understand anything. And that's what blew up. And I guarantee you most of the comments were real estate agents.
Oh, yeah.
And I only got it because I work in real estate. Right. So
definitely be careful and think that through before you hit post.
Yeah, and understand, it's you're a business and that your audience is somebody who wants to buy and sell a home, right?
Yeah. Excellent tip. That is probably gold right there.
I try to be careful, If you say that to the wrong person, they're like, oh, I did that last week,
I better go delete that right now.
Yes, you should.
Oh, goodness.
Go do it.